Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League where the grind continues, and we are back here going to the Challenger League. Gryphons, #1 seed, versus the Wraiths. I'm here with Cream. Once again, how are you, Cream?
Oh, I'm doing great. We just saw an amazing match. Last match, Banshees versus Wyverton. Wyverton, the upset, and they've made their way to the grand finals. But now, one up a league, Challenger League, where we're gonna have two Challenger League. We're gonna have both of the grand finalists as we have another Challenger League game after this one. But first, we got Gryphons versus the Wraiths, and I'm gonna pull up the bracket here, see what's gonna go on. So we have Gryphons and Wraiths currently playing 1 versus 5, and then on the other side, Venom versus Hellcats 6 versus 7. Pretty interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the Gryphons and Wraiths, they're the 1 and 5 seed, but the Challenger League, it was a pretty close contended league this season. And you could say that, obviously, I think the Gryphons are a very much top-seeded team just by looking at their lineup here. Huncho, Louis Saka, and Full-Time Alcoholic. Those three have been going through the Challenger League, but then you got the #6 and #7 seeded Venom and Hellcats, and those have been some tough teams as well. We watched the Hellcats crawl in through the play-ins to get all the way to the semifinals, and being #7 seed, you don't see too many lower or high seeds like that in Challenger League, Cream.
Absolutely, we're seeing a couple of 7 seeds. We have a 7 seed in Prospect and a 6 seed in Prospect as well. Another 6 versus 7 moment. Then we have an 8 seed in Titan League. Venganza, they 4-1 the Godfathers, which was very interesting, but it looks like all the players are ready, and it seems like it's time for them to join up.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Gryphons here, they're the #1 seed, but like we mentioned before, the 6th and 7th seed are the ones in the other semifinal match. So very tightly contested. Will the top seeded Gryphons get eliminated now, or will the Wraiths, or will they? I should say, will they succeed? What's your prediction here, Cream?
I think it's gonna be 4-2 Gryphons. Wraiths are gonna put up a great fight, but Hundo is leading in 7 stats across Challenger League. You even say he's probably maybe a Titan League player at this point because he's insane. And following up by Full-Time Alcoholic 77, who's gone on Gryphons last season and has went all the way to the grand finals. Unfortunately, they forfeited the grand finals as they could not make the grand finals last season, but they're looking to come back into the grand finals and this time actually make the grand finals, as now it's on 2 different days. But on the Wraiths, we got Alpha Q, who is a champion of Challenger League from season 4, I believe, but Louis Saka is gonna put in this first goal. A little bit awkward from the Wraiths.
Yeah, and we saw Hazard there, caught it on top of his car, but wasn't able to get it cleared out all the way, and so was caught looking at the ball over his car. And now the Gryphons are up by 1. And you alluded to the prediction you had there. And I'm 0 for 1 on predictions tonight, so I had the score right, but it was completely opposite. So I don't know if I want to curse myself again, as Desire able to make a score there. As where was the defense?
There were 2 people near the corner, and Full-Time Alcoholic was front post. There was no back post for it, and Wraiths capitalized that easily. And looking at the others, Desire, I think he's error or the stat that was on the BRB screen. He was like first in 1 stat, assists per game. Then we have Hazard, who is making a really good name for himself in Challenger League so far. And Wraiths, they've gotten the 5th seed. They've worked really hard for it. They got a really tough challenge ahead of them with the first seed Gryphons going up against them.
And with the Gryphons here, they will put on relentless pressure. They're going to pass the ball. They're going to try and get it in, as we see an own goal by the Wraiths. Man, that's not what you want to start with.
Yes, unfortunate for Alpha Q. He tried to get a good clear, but the ball went into the net instead of away from the net. Oh no, this could be an equalizer, but thankfully Hondo was able to get to that. But as I said, Gryphons are a really tough team. It was unfortunate Alpha Q made an own goal, and now they're down 1 again. But still, I've been seeing some great pressure from both teams, maybe more from the Gryphons, but so far, it's only a 1-goal game so far, and it's only halfway through.
Yeah, it is. And when you're the Wraiths, and you gotta try and score something pretty quickly here. Keep up that offensive pace that you're doing right now, as they do just that. They tie this game back up. Hazard with the goal, with the pass from Alpha.
Yes, Hazard with 0 boost, but thankfully the ball was put in the perfect spot for him to score. And now it's an equalized game once again.
Yeah, 2:30 left, exactly halfway. We're tied up, and it's like a little mini game that we're gonna go to now, with Louis Saka taking it up from the corner, and Hazard just sending it back. Full-time Alcoholic now pushing up. Hondo tried to hit it, was intercepted by Alpha Q. Alpha Q and Desire going for the ball at the same time. Double commit on defense. Desire able to score that ball, as the Gryphons are falling apart on defense.
Absolutely, they're just flopping everywhere like a fish, just panicking, making too much of a commitment towards the smallest things. Now Wraiths have the lead once again. They're trying their best to retain it, but it's still the Gryphons. Gryphons, they're 1 seed for a reason.
Yeah, they are, and you know what they need to do is they need to answer quickly to showcase that. But we'll see what they do here, as Desire goes up for that ball, touches it, goes over to Alpha. Alpha knocks it off the backboard. Hazard there to get it, but unfortunately, Hondo was able to intercept. Now full-time sending it back to the corner. Louis Saka hitting it up. Louis Saka passing it to himself. Hondo and full-time Alcoholic kind of met together with the ball there. Now got an offensive pressure by Alpha. Looks like a demo came into Louis Saka there by Desire, and full-time Alcoholic tried to shoot that ball in, was saved by Desire. Hondo knocking it up in the air. It's free falling. Will someone make a touch? Full-time Alcoholic does, but it's cleared out. And right now, Cream, we're seeing some pressure by the Gryphons.
Oh, that one's just gonna be off the crossbar, but yeah, they're trying their absolute hardest, and the main goal for them right now is just to get that 1 equalizer. Maybe defense is kind of out of the question, because you know the offense of Gryphons absolutely insane. You know, as I said, Hondo leading in 7 stats. Most of them were offensive stats and play rating, like goals. I think it was like goals per game, not of goals. Honestly, too many stats. But Desire might run away with this one. It's a demo.
Oh,
that one's gonna seal the deal. Alpha Q can get the 2 goals in the lead.
Yeah, I think that one pretty much seals the deal. Desire with that demo there, and Alpha Q able to catch up to it even with no boost, flipped into position, able to score, and kind of semi-redeem himself from that own goal from earlier. And right now, unless something crazy happens, I think Wraiths will probably take game 1 here. Gryphons, they're going to try and do something, though. At least one for the road, if anything. But no, it just falls. Wraiths win game 1. And right now, despite the own goal, the Wraiths are still looking like a pretty solid team here.
Absolutely, Wraiths having Desire with 2 goals, getting the MVP, 4 saves, 3 shots. Man is insane. The stats do prove it, even though it doesn't have any assists, which is the stat he's most known for. But we're gonna take. It's gonna be a little bit of a break as Alpha Q needs to restart, but he'll be back immediately. But despite the frame skipping that Alpha Q has been having, Wraiths still managed to take the first game.
Yeah, and you know, with the stat line, 7 shots by full-time alcoholic, Hundo bringing the assists in, getting those 2 assists for each of those goals by Louis Saka and full-time alcoholic. And right now, the Gryphons, they, I would say they're in a position they're usually not used to, but I know that they can easily. Oh, I just got deleted from
me
the
too,
server myself.
actually. Oh, maybe that server just exploded.
Yeah, that server exploded. So we'll have to also remake the lobby, possibly. So we'll see what happens here. Oh, it did make me join, but oh yeah, it looks like the entire lobby exploded. So while we wait to get everyone back in here, if you're the Gryphons, you don't panic too much. You're the #1 seed. You got fantastic offense. You want to continue to push, get those demos, get those bumps, what you're really known for, and let Hundo do his thing all over the pitch. Right now, the Wraiths, I think they had a pretty good game there. Even just like I said, despite that own goal by Alpha, the Wraiths were able to score just enough, and I guess they're testing the pings or something. May have accidentally joined because I think we okay, we got everyone. So yeah, so we're gonna start game 2 here. What do you think the Gryphons need to do, Cream, in order to get the victory for this game?
I think it's the defense that I'm seeing problems with. They just don't have a structure. They're going up too much forward to the point where there's no back post. It's gonna take a long time for someone to get that back post position once again. But other than that, they've been doing pretty fine. It's just that Wraiths have been capitalizing on those mistakes a lot.
Yeah, what a save there by Louis Saka. Almost snuck it in there, Desire did, but was able to get saved by Louis Saka. So Desire now clearing it out, sending it to the Gryphons half. We got a double commit by the Wraiths. You don't see that too often in the Challenger League, but right there it looks like it hasn't hurt them just yet. Desire going up for it, trying to get a double. Hundo on the backboard, able to clear it out. Full-time alcoholic, able to get a second touch there. Now Hazard's going to control it and pop it up over one. Will he get it over another? No, he won't. Louis Saka will be able to grab it. And then, I didn't see who that was, but the Wraiths, they were trying to send it back. And Alpha Q sending it back to the corner. Louis Saka missing the ball there. Just ran out of boost. And Desire, no boost here, just trying to take it up the wall. Just basically gave it to Hundo. And the full-time alcoholic attempted shot, just missed. Actually, it says Hundo for some reason, but it looked like full-time alcoholic on my screen. Anywho, full-time alcoholic attempting this time, and the defense of the Wraiths, they were just on top of each other and able to sneak it by behind Desire, and now the Gryphons are up 1-0.
Great start to the game for the Gryphons, as full-time alcoholic gonna put that one in. Back to Desire now. So far, Gryphons, we've seen, I think the offense has been sort of equal, but their defense has improved. That's one thing I want to say. And now, Gryphons want to hold on to this lead. They've gotten it first in game number 1, but they lost it. Now, Wraiths are trying to equalize, but better defensive structure that the Gryphons have, it'd be a little bit harder for that to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. The Gryphons definitely improved on their defense as Desire shot a screamer in, was able to get saved, and another shot by Desire. My goodness, shot after shot here, and the Wraiths aren't able to score it. The Gryphons, with their defense, like you said, Cream, looking solid right now. And now they're on the offensive push as Hundo, with no boost, just trying to push it along as slowly and quickly as possible, you know, at the same time, but keeping it close. Now Desire intercepted the ball, gonna try and pass it, misses the ball, but pushes it down. Hundo hits it down as well. Now Hazard hits it to both looks like a pinch attempt by the Gryphons, and now the Gryphons are on defense once again. And Cream, that was a solid defensive showman. Oh, as Hondo gets it over Alpha and able to score, and the Gryphons, they're showing some life.
What a great flipper set by Hondo off of the assist from full-time Alcoholic. Well, yeah, as I said, Gryphons got the defense all fixed up. The patches, the holes have been patched up so far. Minutes left for the Wraiths. They put in on so many shots. It's only a matter of time of when the Gryphons defense will break. But it's been looking mighty fine for this game number 2. I'm putting that one in, but still, Wraiths have been leading the offense, but defense of Gryphons. Oh, that's a. Oh. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, that pass down by Desire was great. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to connect for the shot on goal, and now we're finding that the Gryphons are on offense with Louis Saka attempting a shot here. Demo by full-time Alcoholic on Hazard. Louis Saka able to get that in, and now the Gryphons, they're rolling.
Absolutely. Full-time Alcoholic creating holes in the Wraiths defense. And now it looks like Wraiths have the worst defense than the Gryphons in this game number 2. We flip-flop, as it seems.
Yeah, and right now, Alpha got a run going, and Hondo able to pop it up and save it. 52 seconds remaining, and if you're the Wraiths right now, you want to try and get at least something going for the next game. Don't let this get to you. And on the offense here, Desire trying to get something going. Louis Saka able to get up and hit it, but it just went right over to a Wraith. And now Hazard still trying to stay with it, wasn't able to, got pinched out. Full-time Alcoholic sending it back to the corner. Desire popping it up. Louis Saka intercepts. Hazard trying to keep it close, but full-time Alcoholic being a menace, keep just trying to knock it away. And full-time Alcoholic right now, oh, the little collision there by the Wraiths. Full-time Alcoholic is everywhere on that defensive side of the Wraiths. Right now, game 2 going to the Gryphons, and we're tied up 1-1.
Oh, is that actually? Oh, it's not gonna go. That would have been the craziest.
Oh yeah, that was super close there. Super close. Good little pinch there, but right now, Gryphons game 2 go to them. Thanks to Louis Saka's 3 saves, and it looks like we're gonna get a reset request here. So we're gonna reset the server. I know we had a crazy issue a minute ago with the server kicking us all out. So one said they were rubber banding. So we'll get back there shortly. But as we go over game 2 here, Cream, the Gryphons showed why they were the number 1 seed, and the Wraiths. What do you think they need to do here in game 3 to crawl back into this and get an advantage to go up 2-1?
Now, one thing I want to see from the Wraiths is for them to pass to each other more. I don't think I've seen too many passes last game. It's just been peppering as many shots as you can at the Gryphons net. Mindlessly, I believe. Mindlessly, but some shots were actually pretty good, but defense from the Gryphons have It's just been too much for Wraiths, and they need to try harder to get more goals. So they couldn't get any last game.
Yeah, absolutely. And excuse me. It looks like Hazard might be a little bit better this time. I believe that was the player that was having the issues rubber banding. So here we are going into game 3, and we're going to see Desire try to take it up off the kickoff. And right there, we just saw a couple of players just fly by the ball. Hundo popping it up. Hazard popping it up again. Back towards his own goal. It might be an own goal. Oh, knocked out there by Desire. And, you know, sometimes those backward passes can be scary. But in this case, it wasn't. Little double commit on defense there by the by the Wraiths. And that was a what a touch there by Full-Time Alcoholic over both defenders, and the Gryphons are now up by 1 early.
It's a beautiful touch off. I think that was off the wall, maybe another player, but a beautiful shot, beautiful goal. Gryphons up 1 in this game number 3.
Yeah, that was a great job there by Full-Time Alcoholic. I looked like Alpha Q didn't have any boost to work with, but Hazard had full, and I don't know if there was a communication issue or something, but you would think with the amount of boost that Hazard had there that would have been a save, but you know, it just didn't work out that way. So now the race, they're going to try and get one back here. Nice little bump there by Desire, and Full-Time Alcoholic sending it into the corner, sending it over to Luisaka. Hundo tried to go up for it, wasn't able to reach it. Desire tried to go off the roof, got away from him. Full-Time Alcoholic able to intercept. Now Full-Time Alcoholic trying for a pass. Alpha off the backboard, just hitting it straight to Hundo. Full-Time Alcoholic with a touch. Desire clearing it out. Alpha sending it downfield. Luisaka tries to catch it. Gets away from it just a little bit. Desire gets it over, and the goal is wide open. Hazard, easy goal there. And now we're tied up 1-1.
Indeed, Hazard just gonna put this one in the net, and it's all tied up. It's the first Wraiths goal ever since game number 1. And Desire's trying to put it into the corner, but still, Wraiths, or each one of the teams have to get at least 1 goal in order to get into victory. And that's gonna be Hundo, but the lead is back for the Gryphons.
Yeah, that was a quick answer there by the Gryphons. Nice little pass by Full-Time Alcoholic over to Hundo, and Hundo showcasing why he's a top player in Challenger League and really almost all of Nemesis League when you look at the stats. As you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, 7 of the top stats here. So really good player all around by Hundo, which is what you want to see in a player, be able to help in any way he can. And Hundo carrying it down the field. Desire trying to block the ball, able to get it around Luisaka there. Now the Gryphons trying to keep it close. Little 50 by Luisaka. And I believe that was Alpha, may have been Hazard, but Hazard clearing it to the corner. Full-Time Alcoholic passing it back to Luisaka. Little 50 there by Desire. And Alpha trying to go up for a ball. Oh, hits it backwards. Desire should catch this. Does it. Keeps it a little close, but got away from him a little bit. And Full-Time Alcoholic kind of looked like he was on the wrong team there. Thought he was playing defense for the Wraiths. But anyway, looking at this, though, Cream, right now, it's kind of in the Gryphons' favor just a little bit. As I say that, Hazard scores. So now, now the Wraiths have tied it back up with 147, and this game, it's pretty much anyone's right now.
Absolutely, it was a close game 1. Gryphons steamroll the Wraiths in game number 2. Well, I think this one just might be just game number 1 all over again, as Wraiths are going to get the lead, and I think it's the same exact pattern. I might be wrong.
Yeah, that nice little pass there by Hazard kept it close, was able to hit it over the entire defense to basically almost on top of Alpha's car. Alpha able to hit it in, and now the Wraiths, they are up 3-2 with 1:35 remaining. Alpha continuing where he left off the last goal, trying to carry it in, was met by a Gryphon. Now it's going downfield. Hundo trying to pass it to the middle, able to, and full-time Alcoholic just barely misses the ball. And now Hundo trying to go for the ball there. Nice little save there by Alpha after Louis Saka tried to knock it in. Now Hundo popping it up. Full-time Alcoholic there to grab it. Full-time Alcoholic tried to follow up, wasn't able to. Louis Saka wants to 50 that, was able to. Desire's going to grab this, or he could give it some time, who knows. But Louis Saka kind of out-50'd him there. And Hundo trying to send it to middle. Full-time Alcoholic being a menace to the defense, trying to go for bumps and demos here. Now over on the offense, trying to pass it to Louis Saka. Gets it. Demo on Alpha. Full-time Alcoholic did. Hundo trying to carry it in, and right now, Cream, the Gryphons, they need to score quickly, otherwise, well,
it's the same exact pattern.
Desire, what a great pass by Desire, and that was actually a great bump attempt by I didn't see who that was. I think that was Hundo there. Tried to bump the offensive player Alpha into the position to save it, but wasn't able to. So now Gryphon's got to answer quick here, otherwise they're going to be down 2-1, and we're seeing another potential upset in the making. Cream.
Exactly. And now it's going to be down. Wraiths are going to regain the series lead 2-1, and they're looking to win the next one after this one to put themselves on match point. Gryphons, they're not going to give up so easily.
Yeah, they certainly won't. The Gryphons, though, they definitely need to do something on defense because they only had 1 save out of the 5 shots that the Wraiths took. And you would want to see more if you're the Gryphons on defense. We saw a bunch of double and triple commits on a couple of, I shouldn't say a bunch, we saw a couple of double and triple commits on defense there, which led to those goals. So that's something they'll want to clean up here. I will say, though, one surprising thing going out of that game, Cream, is that the Gryphons elected not to take a timeout yet. So the question is, are they having thoughts about taking it later, or are they just trying to get through this? What do you think the strategy is on that calling a timeout here?
I think they're just gonna wait it out until they're on their last legs, because I think Gryphons mentally are in a place where, like, that loss wasn't that bad. I think if what we need to do is just play like we did game number 2. That's it. We don't really need a big timeout, a full 60 seconds, and the time frame between the 2 games to recollect ourselves. We don't want to waste it early. What? Wraiths are looking so strong, and might force one if they keep playing so well as they did last game.
Yeah, what a save there by Louis Saka. That ball was dangerously in front of the net for a long time, but Hazard able to turn around. Ball still somewhat in front of the goal there after that pop-up by full-time Alcoholic, and no one was there to clear it out. Hazard took advantage of it, scored the goal. Now the Wraiths are up 1-0 with 4:08. And I agree with that assessment there, Cream, that that they didn't lose badly. That they lost by 2, but that second goal at the very end was just, you know, a little unfortunate, and they're... I got a little lag spike there. But anyway, I probably sounded like a robot for a second. So the Gryphons, I think they just want to try and keep the momentum and not break what they're going for here. Like what you would see with other teams when that happens, because we've seen tonight already that taking the timeout doesn't always work. So, you know, maybe they learned from that and they just want to go ahead and either hold it for later or just not take it. As we see Hundo and Full-Time Alcoholic, that duo once again getting the goal. Alpha jumped up and wasn't able to get back in position for it. The demo Full-Time Alcoholic to that third, and now we're tied up 1-1. And here we are on kickoff. Louis Saka trying to get it down, had no boost to work with. Hundo sending it back to the corner. Full-Time Alcoholic sending it to the corner. No one in the middle of the field for the Gryphons. The Wraiths now going on offense. Louis Saka was met there by Desire, got demoed for the touch that he made as Full-Time Alcoholic tries to knock that one in, but that defense too strong right there, Cream.
Yes, the defense from Wraiths is just absolutely bonkers. Even though they let one go in, the Gryphons had so many opportunities and just none of them worked. Wraiths was just there to save everything, but the ball is still in the Wraiths half. Oh, as I say, it just goes to the other half, but still defense is key, especially because the next goal could possibly be the most important one, as maybe that one could be the game winner. Maybe no goals could just be scored after this one. Desire almost had an opportunity. Maybe Hazard does, but so far both teams playing really solid, both offensively and defensively, but the defense is outweighing the offense.
Yeah, absolutely, because you talked about the onslaught that the Gryphons had to face, able to save all but one shot so far, and that one shot led to a goal. So all that defensive pressure as Hundo attempts the double, Hazard able to save it. All that offensive pressure hasn't went for nothing yet, but as we're watching the opposite side now, the Gryphons on their offensive pressure trying to get it in, and it's it's a slow play by Full-Time Alcoholic, almost able to get that ball in. We're seeing the same thing on the Wraiths side now. The defense is doing great, and right now they're just keeping it in the corner, trying to, as we see Full-Time Alcoholic attempt to bump there, as they're just trying to hang on and make sure that they don't succumb to that pressure.
Alpha, it's a Hazard. So far, so much time and so little goal. Little goals have happened. I don't even remember when the last goals happened. Oh, hey, it just happened right now.
I would say right now, Cream. Nice shot there by Full-Time Alcoholic. Louis Saka just sending it to the corner high. No Wraith, nobody to challenge. And I'm not sure where we were talking about the defense, but the defense was non-existent there, which was very surprising. And as another kickoff goal, or as a kickoff goal goes into this now 3-1. Nice little pinch there with Hazard. Louis Saka able to clean it up, and if you're a Wraith fan, that's not what you wanted to see this late in this game, because this makes it much more difficult for the Wraiths to get back into it. But we'll see what happens here. We got Alpha and Desire up in the air at the same time with a little double commit, and then of course now the double commit on the Gryphon side on their own, and Full-Time Alcoholic just messing with the ball, killing time. Hazard just trying to keep close to it. Alpha knocking it up in the air. Full-Time catching it, going on the wall. Going to try and pinch it. Gets the pinch. And with that being said, the Gryphons win game number 4 here, tying the series back up, and looking at it now, just like you mentioned, Kareem, it was nothing to be afraid of so far. So they opted not to take it, and it was a good idea.
Absolutely, because you only got one timeout per series, and if you don't use that timeout properly, then that's that. And a little bit tough to come back from, but so far both teams are playing really well. Gryphon's gonna take this game number 4, and we got a little bit of a pattern going. Still hard to tell who win the next one because both teams they're playing equally well. Gryphons though having the upper hand in this game number 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And the onslaught of the Gryphons, 9 shots. You're gonna expect at least some of those to go in, and the demos. I think the demos and the bumps from the Wraiths and how they weren't really there because they only had one demo. That I think that's where their issue is right now, is they need to get a little more aggressive on offense. They're passing it a little bit, not as much as I would like to see, but also at the same time, they also aren't being aggressive and trying to create those opportunities, because you got 2 good players in Hundo and Full-Time Alcoholic. Then of course you got Louis Saka, who hasn't been too bad either this series. And as I say that, we see Louis Saka with a save. But you're going to want to pick up the aggression here as Alpha almost gets it over Full-Time Alcoholic. Full-Time Alcoholic with the beautiful, beautiful save. But the offense, it's not over yet. And Hundo able to clear it out. Hazard grabs the ball. Dangerous ball right now in the middle of the field. Now on the offense is the Gryphons. Pops it over one. Pops it over the same person again as dribbling it over. Full-Time Alcoholic trying to send it in. Oh, I thought that was going to get snuck by Hazard there, but it was not. Hazard able to save it. Louis Saka just kind of pops it down to Hundo. Desire clears it out just a little bit. Full-Time Alcoholic sending it right back to the corner. Alpha Q tried to keep it close. Goes right back to Full-Time Alcoholic. Hundo, Louis Saka, and Full-Time over there trying to pop up the ball, knock it into the goal, but wasn't able to. Hundo interrupts that pass. Hits it up. Desire and Louis Saka for the 50 there, going into the corner. And right now, Cream, we're seeing a little bit of back and forth, and I'm not seeing a big difference as far as who may have this right now.
I'm seeing Gryphons have a little bit of an upper hand when it comes to the offense, but they're still not able to put any more shots. Oh, that was a good opportunity, but that one went way off. But as I said, Gryphons, they are Full-Time Alcoholic. That was a crazy save, but still he was just right there for that one.
Yeah, Hazard with a beautiful attempt to clear that out. Unfortunately, just the goal post or the goal corner was there and knocked it right back in. And Full-Time Alcoholic just threw his car in the way and was able to dunk that in for a goal. And finally, after a little over a minute or so, the Gryphons are on the board after that initial onslaught where Louis Saka had an opportunity to score a little bit earlier. And right now, Hundo with the double tap off of the top of the crossbar, almost all the way across the field. What a shot there by Hundo.
Oh my goodness, he made it look as clean as possible. Now the Gryphons are up 2-0 in game number 5. They're on track in terms of that match point. For the Wraiths, they've had some opportunities, a bit less than the Gryphons so far. But Oh,
Oh,
full-time alcoholic gonna make this one a 3-goal lead, and that's big trouble for the Wraiths.
yeah, absolutely. And full-time alcoholic doing work here, ensuring that goal went in. It looked like it was off, so good job by full-time there to knock it in the goal. Now they're up 3-0 with a little under halfway under regulation here. And right now, the Wraiths, they got to get something going and answer back quickly. Otherwise, this second half is going to be long for them. And but potentially start thinking about it at the same time, Cream. Definitely using that timeout to try and curb the momentum that the Gryphons have built up.
Absolutely, Gryphons just looking very dominant. It's just like game number 2 where Wraiths just could not get a single goal. But one thing I'm looking out for. Oh, that one's almost gonna go on, but the one person I'm really looking out for is Hundo. He leads 7 stat lines for a reason. He is just a madman. But so far, 1minute and 20 left. Wraiths just struggling quite a bit. They need to recollect themselves if they want to have a chance, but more likely as time goes by.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Gryphons with their demos, and oh, nice touch there by Hondo after getting the demo, able to secure that goal. Nice pass there by Louis Saka. I shouldn't say secure the goal, but take the pass from Louis Saka after the flip reset. And right now, the Gryphons are cruising. Hazard with an easy kickoff. It looked like they purposely drove away from that the Gryphons did. Now full-time alcoholic with the touch. Oh no, light touch there by Hazard. Full-time alcoholic able to follow it up and gets his hat trick for this game.
Beautiful capitalization off of Hazard's missed touch, and the game is basically just that. Wraiths still need to get one for the road, bring their momentum up, but the thing they'll have to do is a timeout. They've really fallen apart in this game, and they haven't really gotten a goal since the beginning of last game, which says a lot in terms of the performance of the Wraiths.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hondo looking like he was attempting his hat trick as well, but wasn't able to get it in there. So Louis Saka getting it towards the middle of the field, wasn't able to do anything else with it. Hondo going back down. Oh my goodness! Off a Hazard's car. I think that's at least the second time we've seen that where Hazard, or Alpha, I think might have been the other one, but it bounces off of a Wraith, and now Hondo gets his hat trick as well. And 7 seconds in, if you're the Wraiths right now, you want to try and get a quick kickoff goal to at least get something on the board, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So the Gryphons win 6-0, and Desire calls in the timeout immediately with 7 seconds left in the game. So they didn't even wait until the actual game ended. And I think it's a good move to try and curb the momentum that the Gryphons have now. And the 13 shots that the Gryphons made there, they are just putting an onslaught on offense. And the Wraiths, they're doing all right with the saves. They had 5 saves there, but you know, the Wraiths, they got to do more on offense. Otherwise, they're looking at, potentially going home in this next match. So for if you're talking to these Wraiths, what are you telling them, Cream?
The Wraiths just 6 shots to 13. They gotta find more opportunities to put them up. They need to try and find clears to each other when the Gryphons have their attack going, because if not, then Gryphons are just going to put more shots and more shots and more shots on the net, and eventually they're going to lead to goals, and that's not what the Wraiths want.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, we're looking at the timeout, so that's what we're waiting on right now. So we're in a timeout. The Wraiths called that. So who do you want to see stick out? I think you may have said it the previous game, but it may have cut out for me. But who do you want to see in this game for the Wraiths to step up to try and bring them back into this series?
I just really, really want to see some passing, clearing to each other, capitalizing off of overcommits, which I don't think I've seen too much, but maybe there have been some opportunities to look for some booming clears. Other than that, Wraiths are playing decent. They also need to have a defensive structure, just like I've said to the Gryphons when they kind of fell apart in the game number 1.
Yeah, I agree. And what one thing that I've seen that I think the Wraiths would need to take advantage of is the rotations of like full-time alcoholic and what is he talking about?
I don't know,
Okay.
but
Anywho, but the double commits and that the Gryphons are having, and then the rotations and stuff that you might be able to catch someone out of rotation on the Gryphons, they need to take advantage of that. And a way of them doing that is, like you said, try to limit the double commits themselves, because they have been doing that during this series. So now we'll see Desire on offense here, getting the ball over one. Getting a pass. Is that in? Oh my goodness, I thought that was in. Almost an insane angle there by Desire. Just, it popped back out. I know that feeling all too well myself personally, but Louis Saka sending it down the field, Desire catching it, going with it, unable to get the second touch off the wall. And then Hundo getting that 50, able to out 50 the other player there. Hazard gonna try and send it, see if he can sneak it by. Wasn't able to. Looks like Hazard may have gotten a piece of that. Went further back. Now full-time alcoholic's gonna hold on to it, as there was a bump attempt as that ball was dangerously in front of the goal and gets knocked in by Louis Saka. And the Gryphons, they're starting early with the goals.
absolutely, Gryphons, they're still putting on so much pressure. We saw putting his first one. Wraiths now they'll need to answer, and they do. No matter what happens, maybe in overtime, maybe Wraiths get another goal after that one. Still, Desire's up for this one. Oh my goodness, he's trying to find something, but that was slightly off. But still, I'm not seeing too much besides that one crazy play from Desire in this game. Number 6, what? Pretty close to being on, but friends once again leading in the offensive department, and Wraiths, they're gonna they need to find a good clear, and I need to see that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Desire's trying to provide it for him, but unable to get it over full-time alcoholic. So now Alpha Q hitting it in the corner, bounces back. Full-time alcoholic passes it. Louis Saka able to get it by the last defender, score a goal. Now they're up 2-0, and Desire looks like he just misjudged where that was going. Maybe he thought it was further back or something, and was unable to make the save. Louis Saka able to follow up. Now if you're the Wraiths, 100%, you have got to score here quickly and score soon as Hundo demos Desire. And Full-Time Alcoholic gets a touch on that. Didn't look like he did, but it must have been one of those ghost touches. And so Hundo sends it back up. Alpha Q sending it out towards the midfield. Watching Luisaka kind of go into the corner here, keeping control over it. Will he get it over this third? He will not. Hazard able to out 50. Desire going up, looking for a double as he gets the touch, but it's off. Hundo sending it to the corner. Attempted bump there by Hazard, I believe, and Luisaka touching it. Desire trying to sneak it by. Was off just a little bit. Popped up into the air. Alpha Q going up for it. Misses the ball. Luisaka may have actually been trying to go for a 50 with Luisaka, but didn't get it. Hazard going up for the ball. And right now, Cream, we're seeing a lot more offensive pressure from the Wraiths, but they're just not able to make it in.
Yes, they just don't have too much opportunities. Well, maybe they've had some, but the defense from the Gryphons has been just as good as their offense. And with time ticking down, Wraiths, they're going to need to make a goal as soon as possible, or else it's over for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, if you're the Gryphons, you can just hit the ball around, keep it close, send it back to your teammates, pass it back, just play keep away, and you pretty much have this one on wraps. And right now, they're kind of doing just that. But right at this moment, we have the Wraiths on offense as Q pops it up. Looked like he was trying to keep it close, but ended up just popping it up. Hazard trying to make an offensive push here. Alpha going up for it. Ball just floating in the air. And Desire able to sneak it up top left. Nobody there on the defense able to get to it. It looks like there was a bump there too at the end.
19 seconds left for the Wraiths. They have to get one goal. And they give them more of a chance to take this game number 6. The ball is sent to their half though. They need to get it out immediately. Sorry, they're in the same spot. Hundo trying to get over Hazard. Back to Luisaka. That one just pretty much be over, as I don't see Wraiths coming back after this.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much the final nail in the coffin. 5 seconds left. You're down by 2. Barring a miracle, I would say that the Gryphons are going to move forward into the grand finals. And we won't see 2 upsets on stream so far, but right now, Gryphons winning this series 4-2, just like you called it, I believe there, Cream.
Yeah, I think I actually got that right. But anyways, Luisaka gonna get all the goals, a hat trick for himself, MVP for this last game, and that one's pretty much gonna do it. Gryphons gonna advance to the grand finals, but it's the next series where they meet their match. Could it be Venom or Hellcats? And starting to fall a little bit behind, so we're gonna bring it to you, Mallow. What's your thoughts before we head into break?
Yeah, that was we get to find out who they will face immediately here coming up as the Venom number 6 seeded Venom faces the number 8 Hellcats. And right now, that was a great series, and I can't wait to see who is going to face them. So we're going to take a very short break, and then we're going to get back into it. So don't you guys go anywhere, and we'll see you here shortly.